Good evening, everyone. So this is going to be a quick debrief on a some of the energies that are going on. So think of it as a continuation of my last full forecast for December, and I was pretty on the nose with that because there's so much taking place in the collective right now. So many different thoughts crowding into your awareness, so many different energies entering your field. It can very much feel like spiritual warfare. Like you have angels and demons fighting right in your brain, and you're just there you're like the football field and you have two opposing teams fighting each other. So I'm going to share with you guys a few downloads I received from the nine. It's not going to be as long of a video as the last one, but it's important information. So the first piece is that you may find yourself waking up at 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. every single night. This has been happening persistently for me. And what the nine showed me is when this happens, make sure to keep yourself to stay up for 3-4 minutes. That's not a long time, just enough to become conscious again, right? You don't want to just doze right back off and go to sleep. Take 2-3 minutes because this is happening because your guides, your angels, and all the galactic beings who are assisting you on this journey want you to take that tiny 3-4 minute window to command your reality, to vocalize what it is that you want. And they also emphasize, don't act like you're achieving or trying to attain something. Claim it like it's already yours. Bring me what is mine. Universe, I command you to bring me what is mine. See, there's a difference in energy between saying, bring me what is mine, and universe, can you please bring me this? Universe, that's kind of passive. You want to own your power. You want to own it. Speak with conviction. When I first awakened, I can't believe I'm sharing this with you guys, but when I first awakened and my universe would throw me curveballs that brought me a lot of discomfort, I would say to it, and I would speak to the universe like it was a person, and I would say, don't disrespect me like that. I'm not playing that game anymore. And I even felt some of you right now, like your heart jumped a little bit, which is normal because it sounds egotistical. But what it is knowing your worth. You know what you're here to do on this planet, and you want to be compensated for that. Let me tell you something. Every single one of you watching this right now who have been blueprinted with the Starseed Code, you should get paid. You should feel peaceful. You should feel joyful just for being you. Just for being you. You're a walking portal, and you are everywhere you go, you are broadcasting that high frequency light. You're doing your job just by being the high consciousness being that you are. Okay? And we get to call the shots. What I mean by this is that we have to co-create with the universe. We have to co-create with the universe, and we get to set those parameters. If you say to yourself, I'm going to be poor the rest of my life, or I'm going to be extremely frivolous with my money, you're going to get that as a reciprocation. Your vibration is being reciprocated. So I'm not by any means saying that this is easy, because you have to hold that consciousness. You have to hold it like it's yours, right? So for me, when I first awakened, I said, I will never push a session on a client. I will never chase anyone again. And I demand that everything that is mine, everything that I've already planted in this earth field, return to me. I'm incarnated now, and I want it to come back to me. So at first it was difficult because you're having to hold this, and it's a pretty powerful resonance, but it eventually locks in. It's like lock and load. It eventually locks in. You just have to mean it when you say it. You have to mean it when you think it. You have to speak with conviction. Okay? And you also have to know your worthiness. We have to know how important we are, how epic you are, how impactful the vibrational frequency that you're emitting from the depth of your soul is. It's extremely impactful. Everywhere you go, there's like this concentrated light, form of light that's just, it's like an oil leak. But you're leaving your trace of oneness everywhere you go, just by being you. That's why I tell people don't get too caught up in what your mission is or what your purpose is. Don't get too caught up in that because your purpose is to learn how to be again. And when you learn how to master being, you are fulfilling so many missions. You're fulfilling soul missions. You're fulfilling human missions. You're fulfilling galactic missions. All right, I digressed. 3 a.m., command your reality. Universe, bring me what is mine. You can even say, universe, I want to lucid dream when I fall back asleep now. Teach me how to lucid dream. I want to remain conscious in my dream. So the 3 a.m. thing has been happening repeatedly for me. Now, the other message I got is that a lot of people from your past, exes, people that you might have gone on 1 or 2 dates with, people that you might have interacted with online for a while and it seemed promising, and then for some reason you both fell off and you stopped talking. The connection just dropped. A lot of those people are going to show up in your mind. That's why I was saying a lot of thoughts are crowding into our awareness right now, and this can be very discombobulating. You know, it can truly shuffle your brain because you're like, oh my God, which direction do I go? Which direction do I turn? I have this person over here I'm attracted to, and then that person over here who just appeared on my Facebook or my Instagram, and we had a thing, and why didn't that work out? Can it work out? Can something actually come of this? So there's all these different, and I'll explain to you what the 9 showed me. They showed me that there's a confluence of energies right now, meaning that you have all these different timelines that are converging in this now moment. So this is kind of like a node point or a convergence point. You have all these different timelines that are converging in this now moment. So we really have to have an expansive mind in order to hold all that information. It's a lot. That's why you're feeling so scrambled. That's why you're feeling so shuffled in your mind. Okay? So this is the other thing. Whenever in life you make a decision, any decision, and you decide to turn left, well, there's still a part of you that went right, except that you're not going to be in that experience, tangibly speaking. You're not going to be in that experience. You're going to be in this one over here because that's the one that you chose to commit to. But because we're always studying ourselves, God is always studying Himself through us, through by being a tree, by being a rock, by being a river, by being the wind, and so forth. You've split off into an alternate reality. So think of this as a parallel timeline. Now that's not going to be in your immediate reality because you've chosen this one, but it's still happening. And we have infinite aspects that are scattered throughout the field. Okay, that are studying, that are extracting data and bringing it back to you, bringing it back to source. So it's kind of like when you observe someone's behavior on the street, like if 2 people are acting crazy and they're fighting and so forth, when you're observing it, that information, all those downloads that you get, they get sent back to source. And we're constantly expanding the field, and there's always new creation. There is no beginning, there's no end. Remember that. There's no beginning, no end. So, with these lovers, with these soulmates or twin flames, people that have been in your life, every timeline that could have happened but that you didn't choose is going to start to reappear. But imagine all the different possibilities that are going to come in at once. It's like a flood. It's like a flood. So you might feel jumbled, but what the 9 were showing me is maintain your cool. Maintain your composure. Okay? You don't need to choose anything right now. You just need to observe all these timelines because they're coming up for a healing. All right? They're coming through to be healed. So what I was shown is whenever you look at something, like if I'm staring at you, you might start moving a finger or you might start wiggling your toes for no apparent reason. That's because consciousness, when something is observed, it starts to remold itself. It starts to reshift. So the nine were showing me with all the thoughts that you're having right now, just observe them. Keep them outside of your field. You know, think of a heads up display, like in those sci-fi movies. Okay? Now, I'm not suggesting this is not exhausting. It can be exhausting. It can be overwhelming. It can feel like an overload. No different than if you had a laptop that has too many files in it. There's the wheel, that rainbow wheel starts to spin. That's what's happening right now. Observe them and let the pain that you're feeling, let that pain, let that dissonance, let that discordant energy change you. Let it strengthen you. So say to your universe, say to your spirit guides, say to your angels, angels, I know that you think I'm strong enough to handle this. Otherwise, I would not be dealing with such turmoil right now. So I accept the invitation to activate myself further. I accept the transformation taking place within myself in real time. And it really is happening right now, you guys. You may not see physical proof of it just yet. That's okay. For every second you sit in meditation and you're uncomfortable, you are growing, you are evolving, you are elevating your consciousness. Remember that. So you're going to feel a lot. I'm also getting that some of you may have a runny nose, or you may be coming down with something. You may feel like you just want to stay in. Your routine is going to change a little bit as well. Like you may be like, I'm just tired of dealing with the world. I'm just going to stay home today. That's a positive thing, because what that does is it promotes further expansion within your body, within your vibratory field, within all that you are. So listen to that as well. Tune into what you need. And I think that was all. But yeah, there's a lot bubbling up, okay, right now. Everyone, I don't want to speak for everyone, but everyone is feeling intensity within their being. Everyone. So many timelines are converging right now. It's like a big high school reunion, except that it's a cosmic reunion. And you're interfacing with every decision that you did make that still took on a life of its own, and every decision that you did make that took a life of its own. And you're interfacing and interacting with all these energies, all these energies at once. That's a lot, you know? So it's a good time to pamper yourself in the midst of chaos, to be the oasis on that island. It's a good time to do that. Treasure the small things. That's helped me a lot. I treasure this wonderful cup of coffee. I treasure this meal. I give thanks for this meal. We're dealing with a lot right now. And as a final message, I'm going to say this to you. Even though you're going through, massive is an understatement, even though you're going through enormous changes at a cellular level within your DNA template, there is still a way to be in a nice environment and feel that pain. All right. So bubble bath, a bubble bath. You're still going to feel the discomfort, but the bubble bath is like a coat of protection. It's like a coat of niceness. Little things like that are going to help you get through this time and make it to the other side. This is a good time to set parameters. As above, so below. So the way that you speak to people, how you want to be respected, how you want to be valued, address your universe the exact same way. The same way. I will leave you with this, and I hope that it helps. And I send you plenty of love. Plenty of love. And the 9 do too. So much love, you guys. Have a wonderful night.